This is going to be the only beginner's guide that you're going to need for the Forge in Roblox. By the end of this video, you're going to understand every single mechanic in the game. Every single UI, every single shop, every single forging technique, you will understand it all. And then from there, you can move on to intermediate, advanced, and end game tactics. If that sounds interesting to you, go ahead and hit that red subscribe button. Become part of the first 300k OGs on the channel. And let's get into the video. When you start off in the game, you will end up right here in this little hut. And from here, you'll go through the tutorial. How you do that, you come over and talk to Sensei Moro, and he will guide you from beginning to end in the entire tutorial. Do not skip the tutorial. It is the only way to escape what everyone affectionately calls Tutorial Island. At the end of the tutorial, you will receive this portal, and this portal will allow you to teleport to World 2, which is the beginning of the real game, the intermediate part of the game. So what I will do is cover everything you need to do, all the systems you have to understand, and all the things you need to be ready for to go into the Forgotten Kingdom. First things first, let's go over the forging mechanic. It's pretty important here in a game called The Forge. Walk up to the forge and you can tap it with your phone or press E on your keyboard, and it brings up this user interface. On your left-hand side, you see all the different things you will be crafting. It could be daggers, great swords, great axes, etc. The more ore you put into the forge, the more crafting you're going to do. On the right-hand side are all the ore you have collected so far in this game. To craft anything, all you have to do is enter in materials, and it can be pretty much any material. After you enter in at least 3, I get to craft a dagger. The more ore you put into the forge, the higher the chance you have of crafting something even better. For example, after 3 ore, I'm a 100% chance to craft a dagger. I can put in a single other ore, all of a sudden everything changes. I'm still more likely to craft a dagger, but now I have a chance to craft an even better weapon, a straight sword. And this will continue to scale all the way up as you add more and more things, and the percentages change based off of what you put in. Now I'm more likely to do a straight sword, a small chance to do a dagger. And as you continue to add more and more things, everything changes. Here we are at approximately 14 ore. If we look at the 14 ore, we're talking about a chance to make a katana or a great sword or a gauntlet or a straight sword. So you want to adjust the number of things you put in depending on what you're trying to get. If you're not interested in crafting a weapon, but you want to craft armor, come down here and click on the armor tab right here. And once you do so, you will craft armor. Piece of advice, don't bother trying to craft light armor or medium armor. There's no benefit in the game and their armor classes are less. Always try and craft heavy armor, which means you're gonna have to shove in a lot of materials to have chances at everything from a heavy chest plate to heavy legs to a heavy helmet. Those are the 3 pieces of armor you can craft in this game. And as you can see, doing so requires a lot more metal than normal. Now, some of the different types of ore in this game can give you beneficial bonus effects to your weapons and armor. That is an advanced tactic. Check out other videos on my channel if you're curious about that. That's not in the beginner category. Now, I have it set up with 12 pieces of ore to craft a katana. I'll show you the process. Now, I have the Fast Forge Battle Pass, which gives the first 2 parts of the forging process. However, the first 2 parts of the forging process, you don't have to worry about. You cannot fail them, so don't sweat them. One is moving the bellows up and down to heat up the forge. You can't fail it, just keep moving the bellows. The second one is keeping the line inside of the moving yellow bar to pour out the ore, pour out the molten ore. Don't worry, again, you can't fail that, so don't sweat it. Let's show you the part of the forging process that is important to get right and you can mess up on. Once you click forge, you will come over here, once you do the first 2 parts, and be able to hammer out your thing. I clearly did not get a katana. That's not a katana shape. I failed that roll and I got gauntlets instead. So I'll smack this a few times to break it open, and then the mini game will begin. This mini game has you trying to line up the circles like this. You have to tap it when the big white circle lines up with the little white circle. You tap with your finger, you tap with your mouse. If you miss, you get a bad sound effect, and depending on how well you do will tell you how powerful it is, the thing you just made. As it reveals, you see I have a masterwork pair of gauntlets, 100%. That is the best score you can get. That score can decrease the more you miss and mess up. So the tapping minigame is the important one, good thing to practice. That is forging in a nutshell. Very easy to do once you understand the basics. Let's move on to another mechanic. Beside the forging hut is the potion hut. And this place is interesting. Early on, I wouldn't bother with potions because things are rather expensive. But later on, in mid to late game, potions are fantastic. They have great useful effects, and we'll go through them here with you. The first potion is a luck potion. You can buy a maximum of 10. Then you have a minor potion. Again, you can have a maximum of 10. After that, you have speed and damage potions. Those you have a maximum of 3 or 4, and then a health potion, a maximum of 3. As you can see on my hotbar, I have all the potions equipped: luck, minors, speed, damage, and health. Personally, I've never had a need to use the damage potion or the speed potion, but these two potions are critical for mid to end game mining. If you activate a luck potion, all you have to do is tap it on your screen and then tap to drink it. If you want to use the second one, you have to tap the potion again and tap to drink it. You can use up to 3 luck potions at a time. Each luck potion will last for 5 minutes, stacking up to a total of 15 minutes. You can't go any further than that. The same can also be said for the minors potion. The luck potion obviously gives you more luck, which means your drops increase. And the minors potion increases the swing speed of your pickaxe as well as the amount of damage you deal. It really helps mining. And the minor potion also stacks up to a total of 15 minutes. Now the speed potion is a bit different. When you drink the speed potion, your speed obviously increases. You can see it a bit faster there. It lasts for 60 seconds. But the question I have right now for you is, can you stack speed potions past 60 seconds? You can drink all 3 speed potions but never use them, and go past, you can. So right now, as you can see, I'm at 2 minutes and 30 seconds, and I think the speed effect also stacks. I swear I'm walking way faster than normal, sprinting way faster than normal, and teleporting even further than normal. Now I'm gonna try the damage potion. It also lasts for 60 seconds, and I believe you also can stack it up to a total of 3 minutes. And sure enough, yep, you can get up to 3 minutes worth of damage potion as well. And then the healing potion is there to heal yourself over time, a small amount in case you take damage. That's the potions. Let's move on over here to the pickaxes. Pickaxe progression is pretty much the most important part of progression in this entire game. I will emphasize that once more. Your pickaxe progression is pretty much everything. Better pickaxes allow you to mine better ore, to get better weapons and armor, to make more money, to get even better pickaxes, etc. Through the tutorial, you'll be told to grab a bronze pickaxe and an iron pickaxe. Now, after the tutorial is done, the major advice that we all give brand new players is do not buy every single pickaxe that comes out. You don't need to progress one by one by one. You can skip a bunch. A great example. Everybody seems to really enjoy buying the golden pickaxe, but nobody bothers with the platinum pickaxe, because once you leave World 1 and enter World 2, there is a cobalt pickaxe for $10,000 that is just so much better that everyone grabs the gold, plays in this zone until they reach $10,000 and level 10, and they're able to leave the zone and they buy the new pickaxe. So when you're buying pickaxes, go ahead and skip the platinum. Over here, you have the weapon seller. If you forge anything, you come on over here and you sell them to this guy, he pays you. Here is where you can sell ore. So if you mine a bunch of ore, you don't want to craft it, you want to sell it, you can sell it here. Piece of advice though, you can make more than double the amount of money crafting everything into weapons instead of selling the ore straight up. Don't just sell the ore. Go forge it, go craft it, make stuff, sell the stuff, make way more money. And a quick tip for making money in this game, this is actually true across now all the way to endgame. If you're just using up your ores to make money, the best thing you can do is make the heaviest things you can. Check this out. I prefer weapons because I can reach the heaviest weapon at only 30 ore. Some people swear by armor, but it takes 34 ore to make the heaviest armor. There's a 4 ore difference there. So for example, let me demonstrate. I will take all of this lightite, not that I'm gonna craft it. I'm gonna shove it into here. I will get up to 29, and then I add one more, and at 30. Come and check this out. At 29, I have a 47% chance to craft a great axe. And great axes sell really well. But as soon as you jump up to that 30, you jump up to a 49% chance to make colossal swords. Colossal swords sell for a ton of money. So 30 ore is the minimum ore you can use to start crafting colossal swords. And a 50-50 chance of crafting a colossal sword for a boatload of cash, or a 45% chance of crafting a great axe for a really good amount of cash. This is that sweet spot, that threshold to make the most amount of money possible. So craft up to 30 ore, craft a weapon, and sell these, and you make tons of cash. Now, there are 2 more shops here that are a mechanic in the game and very important. I'll tell you what to do in the beginner level, and then eventually you'll learn what to do at the advanced level in the next zone. Over here, you have the enhancer. and the enhancer makes your weapons and armor stronger. Weapons deal more damage, armor have more defense. But the enhancer also has a secondary function. When you enhance things up to specific levels, you put rune slots in them, and those slots can be filled with runes to provide even more bonuses. Go ahead and click the enhancer, and we will go over the enhancing process. Yes, I'm here to enhance. Here's all the weapons and armor I'm currently using, for example. As you can see, each of my weapons and armor each have 2 rune slots because they're all level 6. I'm going to quickly craft something to start enhancing to show you the process. And that'll be a really cool looking bone katana. Not gonna lie, that looks really cool. So when we go to my bone katana, as you can see, it has no rune slots and no pluses. Let's select that as our enhancing thing. Now, enhancing materials are right down there. As you can see, these are called shards. And you acquire these by killing the enemies in the game. So low-level enemies will give you low-level shards, high-level enemies will give you high-level shards, etc. The shards you need for your first 3 levels of enhancing all come from the low-level mobs here in this game. As you can see, all of the stats of the weapon increase by 5% every time you enhance. So you enhance it 3 times, that's a 15% increase in all of its stats, mainly the damage. You're also going to know that there's a chance to craft it. First 3 levels are 100% chance to craft. After that, there's a chance of failure. You can see where this goes as we progress into the intermediate and end game. And you also notice there's a rune slots here. And right now it's at 0 to 0. At level 3, you get 1 rune slot. At level 6, you get 2 rune slots. And I'm assuming at level 9, you get 3. How hard is it to get to 9? Don't get me started. So as you can see, I'm gonna do the first 3 levels of enhancing. 1, for $94, there's also a money cost of this. And look, that was the first enhancing, and you can already see the damage went from 38.25 up to 40.16. So this is a really cheap and efficient way of taking any weapon or armor and making it just that much better. The second enhancing is also 100% chance of success, and the third enhancement is also a 100% chance of success. This took the damage from 38 all the way up to just under 44, and it gave me my first rune slot, and we'll talk about that in a second. But now, as you can see, I jumped to a 70% chance of success to get to level 4. Let me try and enhance this level 4 for you and see what happens. Oh, as you can see, it failed. It dropped back to level 2, but luckily, you can go back up to level 1 with no failure. And this is how you enhance. I will attempt to get, level 4. I will attempt to get level 5. Nope, I failed. This is what happens when you get into middle game, level 5. Level 6 is a 45% chance of success. Do we luck out? We do not luck out. Let's keep going. I will attempt to get this level 6. Hey, level 6. Difficult to do, but not impossible. And as you can see, we now have 2 rune slots. And this is where you pretty much hold off for the entire game. Going beyond this is just so prohibitively impossible. I mean, my percent chance of success right now is 30% chance to succeed, 70% chance of failure. And as you can see, my requirements now are these much harder to acquire epic level shards from much stronger mobs in the game. So go ahead and do the first 3 levels, even as a beginner. Cost just a little bit of stuff, kill some mobs, get some of these shards, spend some money, get your first rune shard, and let's talk about runes. Now, across the way is the Rune Maker's shop. You're probably not going to find any runes here in the beginner world. I believe there's only 1 rune thing that drops. I believe it's a minor shard, and the minor shard is dropped by the orcs in the cave that hold on to pickaxes. They drop minor shards. Heading on over to the Rune Maker, go ahead and talk to him. He has me to craft some runes. As you can see, all of my gear has runes in them. Even my pickaxe has 3 slots for minor shards. Once you leave the beginner zone, you can start finding runes on all the mobs you kill out there, and let me show you how that works. You approach it, and here's a list of all the runes I have right now. Flame Spark, Blast Chips, Drain Edge. Each of these runes have abilities. They have a primary and a secondary. The primary ability is always the same on each rune. So Flame Spark, the primary ability is always a burn effect to add to your weapon. On Drain Edge, the primary is always Lifesteal. Gain life back for the damage you deal. That's a very powerful one. Blast Chip is always Explosion. Percent chance to hit something and have explosion damage. Now, sometimes the runes can have a secondary ability, and the secondary ability is a passive buff. This one is an attack speed buff. It makes your weapon swing faster. There's ones that increase your damage. There's ones that increase your chance to crit. There's one that increases how hard your crits hit. And we'll get into those in a more intermediate level of video. Actually, I have one on the channel right now. So if you're curious about runes, I also have a video dedicated entirely to runes, where to find them, which ones to use, etc. So I'll take this random flame spark, I'll attach it to my weapon. There's a small money fee unless it's a pickaxe. Applying runes to pickaxes is very expensive. I covered that in another video. And boom, as you can see, I just made a flaming, you know what, I'll put both on there. I'll put 2 flaming on there. And now this katana that I will equip just for you to demonstrate what it looks like. Equip my katana. And Bob's your uncle, I have a flaming katana, which just looks kind of cool. For your information, one final little tip, you can remove runes. So don't be afraid to put them into your weapons or armor. If you want to, you come over here, click the rune, and then hit detach, allowing you to spend some money and detach the runes, keeping the runes for future use. Also remember, it's expensive to put runes into pickaxes. It's the exact same amount of money to take that rune back out of that pickaxe. If you're putting runes into your pickaxes, make sure you're doing exactly what you want and you're putting in the right kinds of runes. Again, I cover those in other videos. Those are all the systems, all the shops, and all the things you need to know in the world. Let me show you the inventory and the UI. On PC, hit the T key, or you can tap the backpack on your mobile, and that brings up this UI here. The first one on the left is your stash. Inside your stash is all the things you are carrying. Your stash has a capacity, as you can see. Mine is 292 out of 720, but certain things don't really count against your capacity. For example, these essences, these things you get from the mobs, they don't count against capacity. Shards, I think, do. I'm not 100% sold on that, but what absolutely does are the ore, all the different ore you find in the game. You can tap the top here by search, and you can search for just runes, just ore, just essences, just potions, etc. You can also sort them by common, uncommon, rare, epic, legendary, mythic, and if you have the battle pass unlocked with Robux, you can also sell things directly from this user interface and go ahead and sell stuff. Moving on to the next tab, we have equipment. This is all the equipment you're currently carrying. And down below, you can tell whether it is currently equipped or unequipped. If it's equipped, it's red. If it's unequipped, it's green. After that, you can only carry a certain amount of additional pieces of weapons or armor on you, but you can expand it for just the in-game currency, which is really cheap to do. This will allow you to craft more things at the forge without having to run back and sell stuff so often. After the equipment, we have the index, and the index is really cool and great for helping you level up faster. When you start playing this game, your index is empty. All of these are just question marks. They kind of look like those. But as you find things in the game, you add them to the index. And the thing you can do is you can tap on a new thing you found and claim the experience and money rewards. Yes, you get paid in experience and cash to find things in your index. This includes all the different ores in the game, all the different weapons or armor and their variants you can make in this game, as well as all the different enemies you can find in this game. Another great function to the index, it can show you where things are dropped. I'll give you an example. Remember how I mentioned the Delver zombie? This guy can drop the miner shard. Not only does it tell you the mob, but it also tells you the percent chance, 135, for the zombie to drop the miner shard. This is true amongst all the mobs. So if you're looking for a specific kind of rune to put into your weapons, or looking for a specific kind of essences to upgrade your weapons, use this, search through it, and it can tell you, for example, that this Reaper can drop superior essences, epic essences, the Flamestark rune, and the Drain Edge rune. The index is a fantastic tool to find specific things in this game. After the index, you have something that people don't really talk about that often, but is actually game changing. It's the achievements section. And you may think to yourself, oh, Crow, achievements, who cares about achievements? You will when you find out what they do for you. Take a look at this. You notice how it says equip skill right there. Equip skill. You can have one skill equipped at a time, and each skill does different things for you, different buffs, and some of them are critical. Each of these skills level up based off of what you have to do to achieve the skill. For example, the weaponsmith skill. The more weapons you forge, the higher this percentage goes. Right now, I've unlocked up to 12% bonus. When I finish crafting 250 weapons, I will get up to a 16% bonus. And what is that bonus? Attack speed. The weapon skill can give you an attack speed boost, making you swing faster. The Monster Slayer can give you a stamina boost. Master Miner, which you get from mining rocks, can give you a mining power boost to hit rocks even harder and mine them faster. So in here are boosts for all sorts of stats. You can get an experience boost based off your level. So if leveling up is really important to you, you can equip this boost to get an XP multiplier of 24%. For example, I have that unlocked because I'm a level 130. Now, which ones are the most important? How about luck? Luck is used to find rare ore in this game, and you get luck boost by simply playing the game. As you can see, I have 62 hours in the game. I have the dedicated player achievement. It's currently equipped right now. As we speak, it's providing me 32% bonus luck. How much luck is 32%? The angel race at 0.5% only gives you 30%. This achievement can give you the equivalent luck bonus of an angel race, which is one of the hardest and most desirable races in the game. So never forget to equip a boost. Whether you want to increase your crit chance for more damage, increase your movement speed, all these boosts are very useful depending on your situation, so equip the right one for you. After achievements, we have the quest tab. If you have quests open, they will be here for you to read in case you are confused about how to complete the quest. And now we're going to go into the Robux shop. There's a pretty important mechanic in here you're going to want to know. The first section are your battle passes. Most of these battle passes are useful for different reasons if you are the kind of person who wants to spend Robux on the games you enjoy. Fast Forge skips the bellows and the molten pouring part of the forge process. You saw me do that earlier. I find it useful, just saves a little bit of time. Forge Anywhere can be useful if you want to stay in the cave and forge your stuff and not have to run all the way back to town. It's a time saver, not necessary. Sell Anywhere, same thing. A time saver, not necessary. Now, Supporter is really cool. Supporter gives you a 10% boost to XP and a 10% boost to luck. Very useful, very powerful. Better Forge increases the quality of the stuff you forge. This can help you make more money, definitely very useful, and double storage is clutch. Allowing you to carry twice the amount of ore and twice the amount of stuff is just fantastic. You definitely want to get double storage if you're spending Robux anywhere. Double storage and Supporter are probably the two I would start with if I had to pick two. Scrolling to the side, you then come to totems, and totems seem to not really be worth it right now. They give an area of effect buff to anybody, not just yourself, but anybody in the area based off the totem's purpose. Bonus XP, doubling the XP, kind of cool for leveling up. Bonus luck, 25% luck, that's not bad. But faster mining and more mining damage is pretty good, but this is where I'm a little bit confused because they only last for 5 minutes. I think. I've used luck totems. I can confirm they last only for 5 minutes. But the warrior totem and the vitality totem are confusing me. The warrior totem says it lasts for 5 minutes, but the description says damage increase for 30 minutes. So which is it? 5 minutes or 30 minutes? I've never used them. I don't know. Same with the vitality token. It says a 5-minute duration, but regen lasts for 30 minutes. I don't know which one it is. I haven't tested it. If you happen to have one lying around, go ahead and test it. These cost Robux to acquire, not a great use of Robux. The next page is by far going to be the most important page for you, for me, for a lot of people. And this is how you change your race in the game. Click go to race menu. This is the race menu. On the right-hand side, it shows you all the races you can be. You start off as a human and you see the percent chance and the rarity of all the different races in the game, all the way down to angel or demon that are 0.5% chance to roll. Each of the races on the left-hand side show you the different abilities they have. For example, dwarf, demon, angel, the ones I'm holding on to right now. You can hold up to 3 different races at a time. You unlock the second race slot, I think, at level 30. And the third race slot, I can't quite remember, but you can hold up to 3 at a time, and all the races have different abilities. On my channel, there is a video talking about separating all the races into a tier list, and I go in depth on all the races, their functions, what's good about them, what's bad about them, and which ones are the best. I highly suggest you watch that video on the channel. And how it works is you have to click the reroll button. You click the reroll button, you have a percent chance of acquiring one of these races, and they're pretty useful. I'm going to go ahead and click the reroll button for you. I have 30 rerolls. I've been stocking them from all the free rerolls we get in the game. Now they've acquired all the races I want to acquire. Though I kind of want a goblin so I can get the best pickaxe in the game for cheaper. Again, I talk about that in a video. I will go ahead and reroll for you right now. This is what it looks like, as you can see. And I acquired the undead. Now maybe in front of you right now, I can go ahead and acquire, I almost got the goblin. The goblin. He's not too hard to get. He's a 10% chance. 1 in every 10 rolls should end up as a goblin. There you go. Now I've got my goblin race, who is a really good starting race because you get 12% discount when you're shopping, which means your pickaxes are cheaper, making you progress faster. That is the race reroll system. It can be very frustrating trying to acquire the demon or the angel. Little piece of advice, I don't know how real this is. could strictly be coincidence. I spent a ton of Robux re-rolling to try and get my first demon and angel, and then I got so frustrated, I pulled out my phone, I tried on there, and I got them both relatively quick. Could have been complete coincidence, but that was my experience. I think it's coincidence. Back in this menu, going past that are cash packs. Don't spend your Robux buying gold. I have 613,000 gold. I've only played the game for 60 hours. I've spent so much gold. I've earned millions of gold. So spending, what is it? 1,200 Robux for 30,000 gold is, just don't do it. Just don't do it. Up here in the top of the screen, you have a settings button. Go ahead and give that a click. Obviously in here, you can do your normal stuff, adjusting volume, adjusting graphics, etc. But also located in here is a location to input any of the codes that are currently in the game. The best place to find whatever codes are working right now is on the official Discord server in the codes subcategory. And as you can see, as of the making of this video, the only code that's currently functioning is free spins for 8 free rolls and a luck totem. If you see somebody posting an 8-minute long video saying they have all the reroll codes available and they have more than one code, no, they're just padding their runtime to have a longer video for monetization. There's only one code available as of the making of this video. That is the end of the beginner guide. If you want to see an advanced guide, go ahead and click this video here on my channel, the ultimate advanced guide to the Forge and Roblox. It will teach you a lot of the intermediate level stuff. If you want to learn about which race is the best and the worst and what they do and how good they are, go ahead and check out this video, Roblox the Forge races tier list. And I also make lots of videos on the channel talking about tips and tricks you need to learn. Go ahead, check out the channel. There's a ton of videos there. I release a ton every single day. So hopefully this video was useful to you. Hopefully it was valuable to you. If it was, go ahead and hit subscribe and become the first 300k OGs on the channel. And as always, guys, thank you very much for watching.